Can you hear it? Shh. Okay, listen carefully. See, I hear it. I hear flies. Come on in. Welcome to my world. It's Colleen, and it's live. I'm so excited because today is Sunday, so come on in. I have had a week full of problems. Hurry up. Come on in. It's dinner time, but everything's quiet, so come on in. It's about my family. Okay, let's get started. Okay, my name is Colleen, Liz Frost, and I am a coach, but I have to tell you, today is Sundays, and this is the day that we put our problems on the table. And I hope you can hear me because I'm kind of whispering because I've tried to start now 3 times. I'm a caretaker of my dad. He's 93, and I love him. Let's make that clear. My family is off. Hey, my family, don't anybody disrespect my family. Because when I see my family, I see cats. So, but let's talk. Let's talk real quick. Because today it's Sundays, it's problem on the table. So, celebrating history, creating more. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. And this is going to be something good, I promise. And here's the quote: we shape our tools, then afterwards, our tools shape us. So, tonight, that is by Marshall McLuhan. And, I'm going to study him more because I just never Googled tool quotes before. But tonight, we needed to talk about my toolbox. It's one of my favorite subjects. And if you're me, you have had a toolbox all your life because with my kind of mother, she piled on. Let's just say that. Usually mentally, physically, socially, spiritually, financially, most people try to balance out 5 days a week. No, mother had 7 days to balance, and she taught principles on all 7 days. So that's what I'm going to do. I am a coach. My name is Colleen. I'm in development. And Sunday's the ding the bell day. In our home, it was where if we had a problem, we were supposed to bring it to the table with like 1 to 3, preferably 3 solutions. Deep breath, breathe. But here's what happens. Some days, our ideas or our ideas for solutions or even our problems are better left for the toolbox. And now, if you have not watched my videos since day one, I want you to make a schedule, watch them on purpose, and let's get caught up. Otherwise, we'll just keep repeating the same 7 days, probably for the rest of our lives, because this has to become a constitution. And I'm excited because I'm sure you are all doing this and have it figured out, but I have to keep practicing it. And I could have used you all today. But that's okay because I have you tonight, and this is my second day because I'm still in Facebook jail. So I got like up to the D's invited. So how you all found me, I appreciate it. However, I'm still in jail. That's one of the problems. But we're not going to talk about the problems tonight. Today, we're going to talk about Stratego, my favorite game that I taught my son. He was about 2. And that's a long story. I will mention though that when he was 10, I did take him out of school because Halo was being released, and we were the first in line at midnight at, I won't disclose the name. We've only been there 3 times in our whole life, starts with a W. And anyway, I took him out of school because we are today out of the closet. We are gamers. But we're not talking Halo, not that type of thing. That's another video down the road. Tonight we're talking the older game called Stratego. It's like, the game. Now, obviously we cannot discuss the whole battle, but life is like a circus, but there are bombs. And sometimes my spies are not available to help me, even though like one came this morning at 9 and she bailed me out of this thing over here. I can't wait to show you. It's my studio. And it just didn't have Lego instructions. Part 1 goes to part 2. So I needed to call one of my tools in my toolbox And if I have not shown you my toolbox from Mother, this is it. It was Grandma and Grandpa Thompson's. This is the one thing I wanted. And in it are my rocks that are not my family. They're over here. These other ones are the rocks that I call when I want to play Stratego, and it's my strategy people. So anyway, back to the point of this. Now, obviously, we cannot discuss the whole battle of life because it's a circus and there are bombs everywhere and there are generals at your dinner table. And sometimes we bring the bombs. I mean, they mean well, our family. You know, they would give us, basically their kidney. I think my mother offered me her liver. That's a long story. Remember my Pete. He said earlier last week, remember when we are weak, we must show strength. Well, I even brought out the elephant today. This is, of course, Mother's, and I did the pin curls because pin curls are where it's at because it's a little ball. Lastly, you bring out whatever you can when we are weak. So if this does not look like complete weakness, then you understand that I have poured it on today to be strong for the family. Okay, so with that, I had to show some strength because sometimes on Sunday we only want to bring our marshals. I won't get into all this tonight, but in my toolbox there are skilled little miners, and I will never lose these miners. And even if I'm trying to reach out to one that was like my BFF 10 years ago, and I'm just going to keep on because she's a miner. She's so talented. It'll blow your mind. But my miners are talented, they're wise, they're peaceful people, and they know me. So my spies are my very special inventory, and I have them below the box on the left. We'll talk about those later. Where were we? Okay. Let's have a drink of water. This is day 2 of my very own business. I've been trying to plan a launch of this business now since 2012, and here I am. I'm already in the major toolbox day 2. So Sundays are ding the bell. I am becoming a preservationist, and I'm getting really good at this. I'm a coach, and I'm a head coach now. This is so important. And I'm building a digital home on how to live on purpose 7 days a week. However, what if there were no solutions to these problems I had? Then when I play Stratego and I want to go down and talk to them about these problems, this was not the time to do it. And in this case, because the point of Stratego is the object of the game is to capture the flag, which means I want somebody to say either good idea or yes, or after I bring my solutions, or even like a slight problem, or even a victory, a win. But it was not the time. It was not the time. So today I called up in my toolbox my go-to artist, and she's working with me. And in there, these tools have shaped us now. Keep that in mind. These are people, coaches, maybe coaches. Today, the coach I needed, she's my artist. And when she gave me my art today, after all these things I was working on with my family, had nothing to do with our little teamwork stuff, it was like, there it is. She nailed it. And I mean, nailed well, I can't tell you what it is yet, but you're not going to believe it. I cried. I have it hung on the wall. I mean, it's going to blow your mind. Well, I can't even tell you, but I can't even tell anybody because I'm afraid at the table they're going to say, what the heck is that? So here's what I'm doing. She captured my flag. It's done. The main thing that had to be done after all this time is done. And while she is busy creating my art, this brings me back to the Stratego. I have to keep looking for the next flag for her to capture. So this is why her and I work so well together. My point number 2, the bombs. Now listen, I'm on a mission, well, in remission. It's a little cancer gig, another video. When you are at the dinner table with your rocks, now keep in mind, my family are my rocks. In my mind, I see them as cats. You pick an animal for your own family. But I like the idea of cats because I had, well, I won't tell you how many cats we had. I'll have to know you better. Some Sundays you just have to strategize very carefully about what to bring to dinner. I should have known this. Or pick a problem that we feel comfortable sharing. Now, how many of you have went to your rocks of your life, let's talk family, and brought that problem and man, the bomb went off. That was my week. It wasn't just on Sunday, people. It was throughout the week. So you know what I did all day today? I gathered up all my Stratego pieces and I put them in a secret room. So now I'm letting nobody in until I have all my flags from all my rocks. And it's going to be so awesome. Oh, so my advice to all of us while we're out there in our family of cats, start to do that buzzing because I hear flies. When I hear them coming at me, I just start to see flies and I get a little dizzy. And then I just don't want to start doing this, I don't want to start doing this. So I just kind of listen, I kind of blow, kind of shoo the fly away. And after I had the day today, 5 hours that nobody was here, and one of my rocks, she helped me for 5 hours today, and poof, I disappeared. My whole business is now off of the main floor and it's tucked neatly away in my mother's suite. So there you go. So I say between you and I on Sunday, a balance. We have got to be able to discuss our problems, but we have to be very careful who we pick in our scope of trying to solve them. So that's what I have to continue to learn. My mother taught me this, and no matter what age we are, we can all make mistakes. And today, or this week, my tone or my effect was not very proper. So I took responsibility. I waited a few days and then I'm getting better. That's all we can say. And my family now, we're swaying like wheat. We're singing kumbaya and everything's fine. But there was a couple of rough days in there. So again, harmony, peace, we all are seeking it 7 days a week, the balance on the table, and Sunday. So from now on, if I have a problem or a solution, or I found a flag and an idea is done, I'm going to be very careful who I share it with. Prevention is the key here, which leads me back to my toolbox. Planting my bombs around my cats. That's what I have to be very careful. I got to be very careful. Build a team of your own people. Put your dreams in your pocket. Share them into your toolbox with the people that need them at the time that they need them. My son and I have this toolbox thing down. We communicate on our little, flashcards. I know right where to go to, whichever problem he's on, I got it down. But boy, do I need him some days. But I'm not going to discuss my problems when he's 3.5 hours away, unless it's a big one, or not. I love being here. I have written thousands of letters, and to be able to express me outside of my head, when you're a caretaker of people that are elderly, that you have to walk so gingerly and be so sensitive with, it's hard to, my dad is everything to me because he's what I have left for the strongest rock in my toolbox. And he believes in me. And he says, honey girl, he says, you know what you should do? This is earlier tonight. You should go and be one of those speakers because that's what you loved and you're good at it. I wanted to cry. But you know something? When you give, you get. And I think those tools, those rocks today, the rocks Tuesday, and my rock, my spiritual rock, Janet, and just all of you being here and finding this thing, this Facebook page, because this is where I can talk out loud. And find your rocks, grab a ball, build a team, look for hope in that feather, because it is all around. Jump, bounce, and fly with me 7 days on purpose. I teach it, I preach it, and I will have to repeat it. But I will do it in a balance, the best that I know how. Like, share, and remember me, and remember that that Sundays, which is where I've been, and I cannot wait for Mondays. But Sunday are for those who dare. Be avant-garde, be rare, and remember me. Sincerely, Colleen.